I would like to call the moderator of the session, Mr. Soham Kumar De, to kindly come and join us on the stage, CEO Har Karma. With a big round of applause, I would like to welcome the moderator on the stage. So as we gather here amidst the buzz of innovation and anticipation, it is my pleasure to guide you through an engaging dialogue, as I said, that promises to fresh perspective and actionable insights with our esteemed panelists from the realms of IT and HR. We are collected to dive deep into the heart of importance of learning and development, illuminating pathways to success in the dynamic world of work. Let's kickstart our appreciation with someone who embodies the spirit of driving positive change within and beyond the corporate realm. Meet our very favorite Avinash Samal Sir, Head HR Training at TCS Bhubaneswar, a seasoned industry leader with 16 plus years experience, recognized for his patriotic spirit and corporate excellence. With a big round of applause, I would like to call him on the stage to kindly... Thank you so much, sir, for coming and joining us today. Thank you. Next up, we have Mrs. Swaha Das, Senior HR Manager at ISAVU, transformed the organization with a surge in employment rates and innovative talent development initiatives. With a big round of applause, I would like to request Swaha ma'am to kindly come and join us on the stage. So now joining us, Mr. Shashank Shekhar Chaudhary, the brilliant Chief Technology Officer of the Odisha Skill Development Authority. With his visionary leadership and innovative solutions, Mr. Shashank is at the forefront of transforming Odisha's skill landscape. With a big round of applause, I would like to call Shashank sir on the stage as well. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and joining. Last but not the least, of course, we have Mr. Aditya Badu, the Dynamic Deputy Manager of HR at Deloitte, a trailblazing talent developer committed to empowering Odisha's workforce with 90% job opportunities for local students. Can we have a round of applause? A warm welcome to everyone to this session. So without further ado, I would like to hand it over to the moderator of the session, Mr. Soham. But before I leave, I would like to request that, we already are starting this session very late. I would like to request to keep all the answers short and crisp. And thank you so much. Over to Soham sir. Thank you.
Hello. Thanks, Arya. So, ladies and gentlemen, and admirable panelists and distinguished guests, welcome to the Future of Workspace Conclave. I'm Sohan, your moderator for this enlightening session on this importance of learning and development. So, as Arya mentioned, we have to be crisp and clear. So, I'll start with the direct question. So, for the first thing, I'll ask to Mr. Avinash Samal. So, how do you think AI and machine learning will impact job prospects for software engineers?
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you, Arya, for the brief introduction. See, guys, before I talk big about AI, I'm sure you might have already heard a lot about it. So, your question was how AI is going to impact the software engineers and today's world. So, my first question to today's world would be, what is AI? AI is something exactly as computer came up several years ago. And at that point of time, the people who were doing the data entry job with the pen and paper, they were also worried that jobs will be gone. As per the news, by 2020 in US, they believe that 9 million jobs are going to be generated. By saying that, I do not say that there will be jobs which might be at stake. Yes, there will be. But what is the reason of it? We need to drill down to understand the reason why there will be job loss, or what we can do better to make sure that this opportunity or this enhancement of technology would fetch us more jobs in the market. So, as I said, I'll come back to my first point. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is something which will reduce human efforts. It's another kind of soft machine which we human beings have created. And in order to make that run, definitely we would need human brains again. To get updated in terms of technology, software engineers will have a definite narrow path to walk across. It may not only be the hardware thing or the software thing, the so-called ones, computer engineers that we will be running them or brushing them through. They have to brush them up with different technologies. For example, a farmer in a countryside, at a time they were running their plant fields with bullock carts. Now, if they have to earn more from their difficult, the most hardest job of the world is a farmer's job and a soldier's job. So that particular farmer is now equipping themselves or upgrading themselves with tractors, with automated machines that could plow their fields, with fertilizers or something, some new updations that are coming in the market day in and day out. So the main mantra to stay tuned and parallel with the market ups and downs is to be updated with the upcoming technology. I am not saying that jobs will not be at stake, but yes, those who are not upgrading or updating themselves, jobs for them would be difficult. So we have to keep our doors and windows open of the brain and keep letting the air in of the technology and the, of the modern info that's coming. That's all.
So I just want to summarize this entire thing that AI is not going to replace your job, but the person who is equipped with AI definitely going to replace it. So probably you must have seen, I'm not sure whether you have seen or not, in Office 360 there is an option called data analyze. If you want to analyze your data, AI is already inbuilt in that 360. Nobody knows that. If you want to use that, you can do your job quickly. That job which is going to take around 30 minutes or 40 minutes only. So please, if you do the AI, then you will be at a safer place. Thank you.
Exactly, sir. So in our panel one also we concluded that upskilling is the only thing which can make this recession out. Okay, we have to end of the day if we are going for a job, we have to be upskilled. Okay, so I'll move to the next question. We have like Sasank sir in the house. So I'll go to Sasank sir. Sir, in the current recession period, where do you see the future of IT jobs? Like in 2020, when this COVID was hitting, right, everyone focused towards IT industry because this work from home was a thing which everyone wanted. Everyone wanted a good job, good number of salary, okay, by sitting in their house. So currently this is like something different happening in the industry. There is no IT job. The core industry job is like much more higher than IT industry. So what do you see like in the current scenario where it is going to?
Alright, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me and privileged to be part of this panel, and thanks to all the guests. So before I answer this question, let me take a step back. So I have close to 26-27 years of experience all throughout in Bhubaneswar. So it was that time it was almost a tier 4 city. And when I chose to come to Bhubaneswar, everyone thought that the career is going to go down, and we joined just at the closure of the YPK. So when we were joining also in 98, I was advised very much that why you are joining this, after Y2K is over, everything is over. It's going to be true. A lot of people will lose their job. But probably when I joined that time, the Satyam Computer Services Limited, we started an internal competency center and we started building products in those days and platforms in those days. And that resulted in getting us the breakthrough into the Java.com world and all. Again, that also busted, and that time when Mr. Ramnivarajan was talking about 10,000 people, when we were just starting 2,000-3,000 people, so you are laughing at him. He's saying that this guy is mad, what is he talking about 10,000 people? But it happened in reality, and I think today the IT workforce is the largest in the country. I mean, the number of people that they are bringing. Now, if we come to this question of whether it will become an obsolete or what is the future of the jobs, that's something which, as a department of ours, we are constantly monitoring. We are partnered with organizations like McKinsey and all. non-IT companies versus a center that has so many talent staff. Imagine the institute has a senior professor managing staff, and they are talking about implementing policies and enterprises. So the number of jobs we were testing, the number of centers we were open, data analysis was increased adoption of technology and analysis. And as I was coming out to this meeting, my boss, this is through is talking about how we are given experience to my identity. I don't know how to see I introduced so you can computer screen and I was already describing what is so that's so get a complete interview the entire curriculum design. All these things that we all go, we tell those then now we are all very model and now we have representation from the city or the society. Now students have as activities and also major so which means that so what we are trying to do as an organization is trying to ensure that organizations are easier, there are ISL, you have 6 months of friends, 6 months of looking around productive. What I try to bring to my friends is that can I bring some to that so that you get some productive lesson so you know how to do that, so you always get for having around the world. That's the way to do it.
One point that I just not like about ladies and gentlemen, no offense to anything that was here, but the one thing is that major minor, that's way behind right? So rather than technology, management and management. So if you do that, from that time also you are way right now. So it's better to get that.
Which constrain you how to have that best product. So that's a challenge, and please understand people are conditioned to do things, especially the digital skilling that we are right now running as a campaign. We're getting close to 1 lakh students in terms of enrollment from IT, Polytechnic and Engineering, also general graduates, and that's expected to grow more. And for that, earlier what was started as a pilot program is now becoming a complete scheme by itself, and there's 100 crores which has been sanctioned for every year. So that's the kind of investment that is going to come in, and there are also relaxation if you're coming out with a very compelling proposal. Maybe the entire tendering round is going through a more of a selection by board rather than the tendering round. So at a government level, because they are answerable to lot making, it's public money, so that's what I was also thinking. When I joined, I said, what is SOP? Why we are talking about maybe generic open it to all, but then that could lead to other issues of people who take decisions. They might be questioned it. And probably we as public, that time we'll raise slogans, yes, this guy must have taken it. So that's the aspect, but as we speak, today there has been a lot of changes, and this major, minor, whatever I think, and now it's going to be also all the technical universities will have single unified curriculum, single timing of the exam, so which means your joining and other things will never be a problem. But that took almost a year for us to do brainstorming, because it should not happen, we do something and then it backfires. So there's a lot of discussion debate on how does the credit mapping happen. So somebody does a course in Coursera or uses Springboard Foundation framework, whether that conversion of the credit system is also going to not disturb the entire academic ecosystem. I mean, for example, we did a Center of Excellence in AI and ML CET, which is OUTI, in collaboration with TechM. There we ensured that there is an academic say. There is a professor who is head, but it is driven by the industry part. But then finally the academic part is what the academic system. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, sir, exactly. What you have to mention, government is doing a lot of things in all this. Like recently, we joined a lot of seminar, take BPUT, take carnival, and all those things. And in those things, the only point is upskilling. Upskilling is a thing which government is working. Odisha Skill Development, obviously, the World Skill Center, and everyone is working. I heard to Alka ma'am and all those things. End of the day, we are discussing on upskilling. But still, I found a lag in this thing. Still, a lot of students. We were just talking about few colleges which is coming in our mind, like a lot of government colleges or like good colleges, ITRP and all those things. But there are a lot of engineering colleges, a lot of colleges is here where we are not at all focusing. I'm not sure, but still they are not able to get those information and they don't know which industry or which things they should learn so to get an IT job. So I'll go to Swaha ma'am. Ma'am, like whenever you hire someone, right, like what you see, because if you're hiring from a private college or like tier 3 college, like their students are not much updated, you can say. This is what I can say, much updated to the industry. But what you see and how you hire. Okay, if someone doesn't have much technological experience or doesn't know anything, but are you going to hire anyone, any fresher?
Yeah, hi. So, hi all. Thank you for the opportunity, Soma. So, when hiring, I hope all of you know campus hire and all those things happen. When we hire somebody, we look for the basic requirement of the technology. We don't go in depth. We just try to understand if the person is trainable or not. That is the first thing we look for, look in a person. If somebody is trainable, we can upskill and, we can, again, we can hire him, we can give him training, we can reskill him, we can upskill him, we can do all those things. So that is the first thing we look in a fresher whenever we go for hiring. Yeah, definitely we hire experienced people also, but I hope all of you understand training doesn't end after a certain point of time. Training is an ongoing thing. And when you retrain your people, suppose right now as Mr. Avinash was, discussing about AI and all those things. So whenever a new technology or the demand of a technology is increasing, we have to make sure that our workforce is aligned to that. So for that, we have to do frequent trainings. We have to understand what is the need of the market. So for that purpose, very recently we have started, initiative where every Wednesday we are having a dedicated 1 hour as Tech Talk. So it's always not, we are not hiring or we are not assigning or we are not getting a trainer from outside. Mostly the inside members from the different teams, they are preparing a particular topic on which they are going to, train or educate other people. So in that way, what is happening, other teams, though they don't need to know the technology, whatever the topic is in depth, at least they have a basic idea. So training is really important for any organization because it's not always you are going to hire somebody from the outside and make them to do the things. It's always the person who is inside the organization. If he or she is trainable in that particular area, you should be opting for that then. Why? Because, when we look for leaders, the person who knows you internally, we are a very young company. So when we look for leaders, we need somebody who knows us internally so that if he or she is groomed, then when we reach the leadership areas, with technical, he has the managerial skill also because he knows
Exactly. So the whatever mindset you and your company has, every company should have the same mindset. I guess a lot of BPOs in the house, so they will agree to me. Okay, we are in the recruitment industry from last 5 years, so we've seen a lot of companies, a lot of HRs whenever come, they say like they doesn't know basic C, basic Java, so we are not gonna hire. Like they don't know writing codings and all. But that mindset, whatever you do have, those mindsets should have with every HR, every talent acquisition team, whoever hiring. Okay, they should be trainable. That's what, like, I'll conclude this. I'll go to Aditya sir. So sir, like nowadays everything is going automation. So whenever you are hiring, like whenever development team or testing team, whenever you are hiring, so like how you are managing the team, like how you are dealing with this automation stuff.
So I think the first question which was asked to Abhinav, he has already told about AI implementation and all. So the basic things we need to understand what is learning. So learning is like a art of self-modeling where the canvas is infinite and the possibilities are boundless. It's like you are crafting something, masterpiece you are crafting of your professional or personal evolution, and where you are putting a lot of efforts in this and you are coming to a conclusion. So this learning process is an endless kind of thing where you can learn many things, and probably this is kind of the fertile mind, of fertile soil of the mind. They should nurture themselves, and accordingly they will be getting some sort of knowledge where they are going to get things like adaptability, agility, this perpetual hunger of growth. So this kind of things should come to someone's mind when he is talking about innovations. So innovation comes from learning. How many of you knows about the word Lolo? Anybody know Lolo? Obviously she is not Charisma Kapoor. So there is a buzzing word in corporate that is Lolo. Look around and learn from others. So there is also a word IPL. What is IPL? Everybody will say Indian Premier League, right? So for us it is, I stands for intelligence. What kind of intelligence you are getting from the market? How market is growing? What kind of innovation they are bringing in? So that intelligence you have to be very vigilant and you have to get all this intelligence from the market. Then comes the P stands for planning. You have to plan accordingly. Then go for the learning curve and always stay ahead of the curve. So I think all companies are following the same rule. The way ma'am was saying they do have tech talks. We have coffee connects. We are not saying tech talks because whenever you are saying tech talks, people will say, "Arey, yaar, kuch to karenge." This is gonna kind of boring session. So we say coffee connect. So in coffee connect, we normally talk about innovations. We normally talk about the market intelligence. We normally talk about the things which are currently emerging in the market. So from that, you need to empower your employee, you need to engage your employee, ask them to grow, ask them to learn many things, because I believe sky is the limit for learning. If you have that aspirations and interest to learn, then sky is the limit. So probably for this things you are saying innovations. So innovations comes from the mind where you people think to bring the innovations. And yes, the way I mentioned in Deloitte also, we are making innovations in learning curve. We are creating chatbots. So in the screen there will be a chatbot. If you want to ask the chatbot what kind of learning I should go for, I am having 2 years of experience. You just click that chatbot, they will be giving you options. You are having 2 years experience in this field, these are the suggested course for you with the certification. So that kind of chatbot we are implementing so that we are one step ahead from the market. So I hope I cleared my points.
You cleared in a very descriptive way. It was really great experience. So I'll go to Avinash sir. So you were discussing about learning and development. As you are heading the learning and development TCS. So I just want to know, like, any experience you can share, like how this.
Fear, which do not have a boundary, as rightly said by my colleague panelists. It is a sphere and it has different angles to it. So learning, when I say, it does not mean I just pick up freshers and start teaching them or start training them or nurturing them into a product or project ready, employee. No. We have lot of people who are in the projects and who still need some certification and training to get upgraded. There are still some people who are unallocated, who are not getting the projects because they have been redundant with the technology, experience and knowledge that I have. They have not upgraded themselves. So we do continuous learning program. There are a lot of internal things we do it from different angles to make sure that the whole organization is on the running track of learning and development. Why do we call learning and development? There is no development without learning. So even if I want my organization to grow, if this is my organization, let's say this room is my company. Now, in my company, the first thing, if let's say Aditya is a client who wants to give business to my company. If he comes, the first thing if he would like to look into is how many trained and certified people I have for his need. Similarly, there would be 3 more clients like them who would have different needs with different certifications and different trainings. So I as a company covering the needs? Are you the employees who are fulfilled with those kind of skill sets? So for that, what we do is we keep on training our associates with all the upgraded market niche skills as well as the required technologies that our client would be needing for a business to be ramped up. ABC business comes in and asks me, Avinash, this is the business that I have. What do? I immediately, connect with my training and development team, make sure we have a SME or a faculty on the table, and we have them with a curriculum who would pick up a handful of unallocated or a handful of people who are interested to take up the project and upskill them. And once they are upskilled, then we go back challenging the client or challenging would not be the right word, offering the client with that we have this set of people, this set of headcounts by which we can deliver you. So give us the business. That's how the business comes in. So learning never stops. And even with learning, when the freshers come in, trust me guys, it's not that only computers, as Swaha very nicely said, that the person should be trainable. If I would be in her place or in her cadre of hiring or recruitment, I would, along with trainable, I would say, I would look into people who have the right mindset, who have the right attitude and are open to learn. In short, trainable. So, we pick up those people also from civil backgrounds, from mechanical backgrounds. People are hired from campuses and they are put into training wherein they have a basic knowledge, let's say of Java, Python, .NET, which would at least give them some idea how to go into the project. Then once they go into the project, there are on-job trainings and refreshers in and out coming up when they are running through their projects and delivering with their clients. So training is their 360 degree in different angles, continuous learning program, leadership programs. Yes, an important aspect. All the employees will not be the same associates delivering to the clients all the time. At a point of time, they would learn or they would come up to a step of life where they would try to come up as a leader, evolve as a leader. So we do provide the leadership trainings as well. We do provide communication trainings as well. So it's not only technology thing that goes on round the clock. It is along with technology, the leadership, the behavioral trainings, the communication thing, everything comes as a package and parcel which keeps on, getting delivered to the employees, by which in a transitional process it could be delivered to the clients. And in short, life never stops teaching, so never stop learning. That is one small advice of mine. Thank you.
Wonderful experience, sir. Is your experience in this learning and development? I'll go to Sasank, sir. So, sir, like we heard about this learning and development from the HR perspective. As a CTO perspective, I just want to know, like, if any candidates is hired in your team and you are the CTO of the industry or the company, so instead of if he or she is not performing well, so what you will be doing in that phase instead of putting him in PIP, performance improvement program? What you will be doing?
So, just to let you know about my industry days, I never had anyone in the PIP. Number two, we used to have a smart scale, SMART. T is the PIP case we're talking about. So T is 10%. R is around another 10%. So not R is around 20%. So that I had all my guys, especially when I'm talking about Bhubaneswar as a location, in SMA. So typically I don't wait for somebody to be in a R or T position. In my career, what I used to do is I feel everyone has a potential to deliver. As a leader, my first perspective is to, when someone joins my team, I talk to him for at least 2-3 hours. Even if it is late in the evening, I make that person wait and we talk. And I understand what is the strength and what is the weakness. And then we as our leadership team, what we used to do is, we used to make sure that the strengths are leveraged or unleashed to the full potential and the weaknesses are worked upon. And it's a regular feedback mechanism and informal, not on a formal, because we don't want to give that person a surprise during the appraisals, because that will lead to attrition. And believe me, I was managing data analytics practice at a time in Odisha when none of our peers have actually had any practice. In fact, the Satyam fiasco gave everyone a practice to be, booming up in this location. I didn't want to say that they never had, but in this location, it was never data analytics practice. It was primarily because our practice head in those days had a soft corner for this place and he adopted this center. So, and we did completely reskilling, and I must acknowledge, I learned a lot from TCS in those days because my ex-boss was also from TCS and today he's in TCS also in the component engineering group. So one of the best things that I know about TCS for all these years is they know how to manufacture talent. That the kind of processes so we use the same thing. So, and what I get into the thing is that I have to give them a experiential learning. I mean, when I say experiential learning, it's not just a tool I give it or skills. I give them real-time problems and assign someone as a peer. After some time, what we do is we make sure that person shadows. Okay, and when that person shadows, understands the client perspective, then I pitch that candidate for the client. Of course, I work on polishing the resume. I first make that person write the resume. Purposefully does that because after 2-3 sittings he has to write his own resume. He should not depend on any one of us. And again, while I learned it from TCS, I also applied it back on TCS. So in GE Transportation, we had architects who were in Atlanta and Schenectady for the data analytics practice. It was always a TCS stronghold, but I could manage to pitch in people who were relatively younger, I would say less than 4 years also. And I could manage to convince the customer, and that's because I learned from you and used the technology back on you. So, but I will say that I think everyone is trained, every person can be made. There's another example, Jagannath Panda, I don't know where he is right now, maybe with TCS right now. There was a customer called GE Parts and Repairs. The whole world, GE turbines and all these manufacturers, parts and repairs was a data warehouse. Initially when he came, he will not speak anything. His personality was such that you don't feel like talking. He will be dressed up very casually. I mean, I don't want to sound very, racist or anything, but he never used to be clean shaved or anything. He would look very odd. In the midterm appraisal and all, I tried to push him. I gave him all the indirect threatening to him that if you don't do this, live. After that person, he stays with me I make sure that for 1.5 hours or 2 hours, I will grill the person so that he will get a very easy walk in his life. After he leaves, the project manager, he's still with Techem right now, he says, Shashank sir, why did you talk all this nonsense? He didn't understand what you said. 1.5 hours is wasted. But believe me, that guy came back in flying colors. At one point of time, he was supposed to be a dumb guy, doesn't know how to communicate. But the parts repairs was an annual contract for us, 300k USD dollars every year. 20 people work. At one point of time, we got the orders renewed because Jagannath was there. So I feel everyone is trainable. Only thing is, this PIP thing is again company mandatory. I mean, if the company understands it, it's okay. But many times there are harsh times of the recession. That time somebody has to be shown the door. And in those days, what we used to do, like for example, the Satyam fiasco. Obviously, there were, though I had only 5 or 6 casualties out of the 150 people, what I did is I tried to do an outplacement for them. I contacted my friends and everyone and we did an outplacement. But I think PIP is the best way is that give them a chance, and I think everyone is unique, and if you look at the Tare Zameen Pe movie, I think it holds true in the industry also. It just needs to, I'm sure Avinash being in the learning and development space for so long, it's just a trigger that you need to put it.
I come across day in and day out.
Yeah.
As we heard from sir, like I just want to go to Swaha ma'am, like is new in this industry, not new I can say, but in the industry, like how what is your take? Like if we're hiring a fresher, we are training them for 4 to 5 months, company is spending a lot of money on training, post that he is also not performing well. So like how this company is treating them? Okay. How this company is treating them? Is they are firing or is they giving another chance?
Okay. So yeah, I agree to you. But here again, I'll, steal some of your words. So everybody is unique. So we also we are a very young company basically. I'm not sure if it is feasible for the company who are operating in high scale or not. But whenever situations arise like PIP kind of situations, to be specific, or suppose somebody who have trained, when you have trained somebody for 4 or 5 months, actually you have spent a huge money. Because training, it is a small word, comes with a big budget. So once you have done, like the damage is done, I'm trying to say that. So when the damage is done, that time we try to do is that damage control. So suppose somebody is not technically very sound, that's why we are putting him in PIP. But his communication skill is good, right? So that person you can put in pre-sales. Why? Because he knows technically at least some of the things better than somebody who is just a graduate or so. So he knows technically some of the things and his comms are good. So in that point, if you are putting that person in pre-sales, because he knows technical things, he can convince the client or the person whom we are trying to pitch the product easily compared to a person who is not from a technical background. Other than that, we have different other roles like program managers, product managers. These new age profiles, helps a person if somebody is not technically very sound or he is not that much trainable, and where you believe that this person doesn't fit or will not fit for this position, then you can just shift a bit, put him in a different position, give them another chance. If things are, fruitful, then at least the damage control part is done, right? Yeah. So that is how we try to do the things. Other than that, if somebody is not at all, even, other areas, they are not compatible, then there is no option other than,
Let me just add. So that's where, on a lighter note, we as government, so when I joined, I was asked, can we start doing digital skilling like all other states? So I told my bosses that time, Mr. Sanjay Singh and Mr. Rajesh Patel, I said, sir, don't do just because Karnataka is doing or Andhra is doing. Do it only for the industry. Please make sure that the learning and development team has a very relaxed time so that they get little half-cooked people also there so that they can work on it. And that's what we are almost in the 4th year, we are able to achieve that. So the whole point is that that's where I feel that even in the industry partners like all of you sitting here and maybe some of you sitting there, you should also invest some time. I mean, I have been talking with Vivek from Deloitte, your Salesforce practice. I think there's some formalities that's being pending. So we expect that if you give us the input, because see, I came with my experience, but then something very unique might be happening with ICER or with you. If you say that, no, this is where I think you should focus. This is how your methodology has to change. That will help you in creating the talent pool. I mean, if we can create a talent pool for all the organizations who are operating here, I'm sure you would be also internally fighting to get projects. So whole intent government right now is trying to do is create a talent pool which is a virtual bench for all of you. So that's where I think all of you should also step in a bit. Sorry, Avinash,
You already stole me.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
the only thing I would like to say is no organization would like to throw off, I mean, most of the organizations which are stable enough would definitely not like to throw off on someone on whom they have spent on training, hiring, and a lot of other things. It's just some compulsions and limitations that pushes us. Even before being employees, we are human beings. And I, being a head HR for training and development, I do not look at my peers or my associates or members as employees of TCS. First, the foremost thing that I've learned from my parentage is I look upon them as human beings. And then I judge or analyze or do whatever is required. Then the filter comes. So, we have to have that human eye, but still, if we talk about organizational point of view, again, yes, at a certain point of time, after even stretching ourselves, we have to, get back that Lakshman Rekha. So, sad, but yes, that's the hard part.
So in fact, for me, HR doesn't stand for human resource, it stands for humanity resides.
Lovely.
Sometimes it's really tough job is HR, like we have to make decision. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so like when we started this conclave, right, when we put this big brand name, like these HRs are coming, I got a random question from lot of people that I'll go to Aditya sir. Okay, I'll go to Aditya sir and I'll close the session. So like, what your takes? Everyone is focusing on हमें IT का job चाहिए, हमें IT का job चाहिए. And when this IT is going to boom again, the way it was happening in 2021, I know it's tough, but what your thoughts?
So there are some confidentiality I have to maintain for my organization. Still, I would say we do have a very big plan. I'm sure it is not getting publicly live or something. So we have given a commitment to our CM that we will be ramping up this headcount up to 5,000 in next 2 years. We are currently standing at 500. And within the next 2 years, this will be around 5,000. And you are talking about IT groom setup. I'm not sure because I'm not a technical person. I don't know what kind of projects are getting up and how we are going to get support from the government of Odisha, and accordingly we will be setting up our IT team. But yes, we have plans. In fact, recently we are looking for people who are into SAP, who are into Salesforce, who are into area of functions where we have openings. And of course, yes, I'm not directly handling these things because I
hope you brought your visiting card. Everyone is going to ask you again for this.
Good that you actually made some of the references which I would have thinking of putting it. I think all the training placement officers are here. The kind of offerings that government is giving, imagine Coursera access for free for all the students. I mean, IBM has partnered with us to give project-based learning. So I think some of the pointers which the hiring teams are talking about, I think you should leverage what is available for free.
Yeah, in fact, many edutech companies are working with the industry, colleges. More industries like L&T Edutech is also getting into this integration of this industry-led courses. So probably if you can implement all such things with your students, so probably they will be readily kind of now in market. So probably we will be looking for good resources, those who have that competency. So please pass on these messages to all your students, those who wants to be a part of any Big Four or any IT giant. So please do pass on this message.
Great. Just one thing that I would like to add up here, as we are about to close this session, on a lighter note, IT sector क्या सारा sector boom up कर जाएगा? कोई सिफारिश करके लड़ाई बंद करवा दो. We need peace to prosper.
Exactly.
And one last to make. We were into the session of L&D, right? Learning and development. All your students or anybody who are into learning process, investment on learning is kind of not a small things. They're actually investing in their future. Walking calmly in a paradise. It should be you are dancing loudly through the fire. So
just a side note, thanks for both of them highlighting the importance of the learning and the courses that they are talking about and many more courses. I just want to bring in a different perspective. There are many faculties here, and there are many smaller IT companies here, right? We are talking about only the bigger IT companies. So as I could see in the IT industry's, profiling, at least there would be 200 plus as per the WhatsApp group in which we are all there, NASCOM and side WhatsApp group, 200 plus organization there. There are many organizations which are very small, but they are doing exceedingly great job. I can name few of them. Drubas, their clients include Marutis of the world, automobiles of the world. There is Stratelytics. They beat even Big Four also in some of the AI analytics work also. So you should encourage your students to get into that, and unless you learn, you are making their life very difficult because they will have a pressure to release that project to Hyderabad or other location. And whatever internal news I have, because when Deloitte team came, both Dheeraj and Devashish came, I presented on the skills part of it. Every organization is extremely bullish of increasing their headcount here. But thing is whether we as an ecosystem are ready to help that ecosystem. That's very important. So all the TPOs have to play a very big role because students will listen to you, not to your faculties. This is what I've been telling everyone.
And one very important thing, I was having this word with some of the academics like USBM, Samir sir and Akshay sir. Our people, trust me, when our talent engagement team, TAG team, particularly Bimal could also give a very good experience about that. Whenever we are going back to hire in our own state, trust me guys, our people, our boys and girls, they're not putting the first, second or third priority to Bhubaneswar. How would we then grow as a corporate, and how would we make sure our state is also growing? So this imbibing of love for the state, a kind of patriotism I would relate to, would also need to be imbibed in them, in their curriculum, in their academics. The kind of culture they grew up with, the kind of, environment that's built in the academic culture and curriculum, that'll matter a lot for them to be held back to their own places. So that's also a request to all the academicians present here. So please help the students, grow love for their own state. Thank you.
Yeah. So as we concluded this session, it's like learning and development are the integral components of organizational success and individual growth. So thank you all of our panelists and audience for your valuable contribution to this conversation.
Ori, thank you so much, sir, for all this, productive discussion we had this session. Can we have a round of applause for the discussions we had? And, long story short, it's always about you like it or not. Darwin's theory always works. It's about survival of the fittest. So you need to learn how to live, you need to learn how to stay fit, and you need to learn how to reach the niche area of the client. And you have to equip yourself like that. So as a layman, that's what I understood. So without any further ado, I would like to request Mr. Sohan to felicitate our panelists of our third session, where importance of learning and development was the topic. And of course, whenever the topic of learning and development comes, it's always about upskilling. It's always about, when the demand changes, when things are changing, you got to change yourself as well. Thank you so much, sir, for the productive session. We learned a lot and looking forward to implement all these things in our real life as well.
My apologies. A little hard thing, but I really want to say it. I could not stop myself. And trust me, I have seen this in Odisha, specifically, not in the rest part of the world. One question for all of you. Please listen to me attentively. If you people are on the stage, and would you like yourself to be clapped for? Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes or no? I can't hear it. Great. So please take it as a lesson. Let's do something we like to be done for us. Okay? It's just a warm gesture. A greeting, a hi, a yes or no. It's a warm gesture. These small, tiny pieces of chips in building a big building will help a lot. Trust me on this. So greet and respond. Thank you, all of you. No offense to anyone.
Thank you so much, and that makes sense why you are really good at hosting as well.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being patient, and we're all set to move on to the next panel discussion as well. That is the fifth panel discussion, panel session. So we will be taking a short break in between. I'll be requesting the coordinators to kindly get the arrangements done for the next panel discussion. But before moving ahead, I would like to, mention about the topic that will be discussed in the next session, that is the role of construction sector and upskilling for national $5 trillion mission. Insights from the construction companies, owners and leaders. So yes, we are here to touch each and every aspect. We already have covered the colleges and how engineering colleges specifically and how they are looking, what do they think about the future of their workplace. We, got in touch and we got to discuss about the IT sector as well. Now it's time to know about the construction companies as well, which is a booming business and one of the integral part of our life. So I would like to request the coordinators to kindly get the setup done so that we will be all set to start with today's fifth panel discussion, that is about the construction companies. And the most common thing we have discussed till now from the beginning of the session is the skills. Skill is something that played the major role in today's panel discussion, and it plays a major role in our life as well. It happens. So yes, we will be again discussing skills and how it impacts a whole different industry, that is construction industry as well, in a while. Thank you so much, guys. Looking forward for the next session within 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
वहाँ बुला रहे हैं, आप वहाँ बुला रहे हैं।
I know, Mr. I have some comments. So I will just the position.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We are all set to start the fifth panel discussion, whose topic will be role of construction and sector and upscaling for national $5 trillion mission. Insights from construction companies, owners and leaders. So before moving on to today's topic, I would like to call the moderator of the session, Mr. Bishwajit Shaw, CEO Pro Trainee, to kindly come and join us on the stage. Can we put our hands together and welcome the gentleman on the stage? Thank you so much for coming and joining. Moving on to the next part, we have some really special dignitaries with us who will be coming and joining us for the session, on the panel discussion. I would like to request Mr. Sheikh Marajul Haq from Acre Rise Construction to kindly come and join us on the stage with a big round of applause. Next, I would like to request Mr. Pankaj Motwani from Motwani Constructions to kindly come and join us on the stage as well. So we are all set to start today's panel discussion. Before I take a leave, once again, I would like to give us gentle reminder that we're running late, so we have a very constricted bandwidth of time. Kindly try to keep the answers short and brief. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for this. And it's a great panel that we are having with two dynamic personalities. One of them has been taking his legacy of 25 years of business from Motwani, a well-known brand in the entire construction space, real estate space in Odisha and beyond. And another gentleman who has been into this space with a lot of startup entrepreneurial ecosystem. He has been building up Rise, and before that he has been into things related to construction, sales, etc. And he has a close association with Metro Group of Constructions also, certain of the projects. And it's great to have two young people out here. And I don't know whether I am the right fit to be sitting in the middle. That's one big confusion that I was having, but thanks that you let me to be seated in the middle of it. So I'll start with you, Pankaj sir, is let's say, what do you think collaboration is in the construction sector, especially on a large scale projects? How do you foster a culture of collaboration in your teammates in terms of projects also? Because what we see is 5 trillion economy. That's the agenda of today's this panel. So how do you see that two companies out in Odisha are doing together projects in a larger scale compared to a bigger company who are playing in the Indian market? How do you see that? Like Motwani's story of 25 years and henceforward.
So thanks Vishwajit for calling us here. Just yesterday I was just reading an article, Mr. Rajan, ex-RBI governor,